Hi, my name is Jesse Clary, and in this video I'm going to show you a collection-based minigame that I've made in Unreal Engine 4. Mind you, I've made this about 6 months ago when Unreal Engine 4 first came out, so it's missing some features like the proper behavior trees for AI and some other bug fixes that they've probably implemented by now. Everything you see in this is from the Unreal Engine 4 asset library that they give you. The things I created was basically this level, just sort of built this level, laid things down. This terrain, which I created with their terrain tools, that I basically made a rectangular brush and pushed and pulled the level up and down just to make a custom terrain. The point of this game is to go to these 3 different locations and collect chairs that explode. um, and that's it. That's just the point of the game. It was to get practice using the engine and creating what we call blueprints in Unreal Engine 4, which handle game logic and object logic and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and play through this. I also created an AI that follows you around, and that's all it does for now. So let's go ahead and play this. I went ahead and just used the provided Unreal Engine 4 first-person template just so I could have something to work with. I removed the gun that is usually with the character, and that's it. Basically, it has the same movement. Turned down some of the gravity so I could jump higher. So here's the first group of chairs. You collect them, and they explode just as expected. There's a score counter in the upper left that tells you how many chairs you've collected. You can't really lose in this game unless you just quit. So there's a giant chair over there just for fun. You can shoot at it if you want. I think it has physics. Yeah, it does, but it's too heavy. Oh, now I'm dodged between that and the AI. Created some rooms and stuff. Basically the chairs spawn around a target point in random locations, and a random number of each one spawns. There goes the statue. Let me get this last chair. Whoop. Okay. I also created this sliding door here, which is pretty cool. So there's another group of chairs over there. Those chairs you can't collect. I was messing with the Unreal Engine 4 foliage creator thing, and apparently you can choose any mesh to make foliage out of, so I chose chairs, and then I couldn't figure out how to delete them. So there's just sort of a washed up mass of chairs on my shore. Let's see if I can get this last chair. This part's kind of tricky. Yes. And there's the last group of chairs up there. I'm not going to bore you too much with my invigorating gameplay here, but I'll go ahead and show you exactly what I've done. So here's a collectible blueprint that handles the explosion that happens when you collect the chair. So it starts out with this on component begin overlap, which means when the player touches it, it spawns an emitter at his or her location, the emitter being this explosion. It gets the actor's location, which is the chair being the actor. You create the components here, and spawns location. Then it casts a sort of pointer or an instance to my character. I'm not sure if it's a pointer or instance in this blueprints or in Unreal Engine 4, but basically calls my character, which is another blueprint, which has a function called increment score. Increments the score, which I've made, plays the explosion sound and then destroys the actor, so it destroys the chair. So that's what this blueprint does. The whole logic for spawning chairs and stuff is found in the level blueprint. Here's the entire event graph. This is a little sloppy, I'll have to admit. I did make this in a day, so I would have cleaned it up a bit if I had more time. In any case, it gets this target point, which is a thing you can make in Unreal Engine 4. It's just a point, XYZ point in the map. It gets its location, gets a random range. I'm not sure how to explain this. So it basically creates a radius around this target point. Then it gets a random location in that target point, an XYZ location, passes it to the spawn actor function, but it actually starts here. Goes through this for loop for a random integer between 10 and 15 and spawns that many chairs. So basically starts, passes, decides to do the spawn 15 times and then gets a random location 15 times or 10 times or any time in between that. Each spawn location spawns a different range of chairs. This would have been a parameter that I passed to to this function instead of having 3 different functions. I know you're not supposed to do it this way, but I wasn't sure how to pass parameters to functions at the time when I was working on this. In any case, here's the main level logic. So it starts out, spawns some chairs, continually checks to see if the amount of chairs on the level is 0 or less. If it is, it should never be less, by the way. Well, if it is 0 or less, then it goes to spawn location 0. It's just auto-saving there. Spawn location 0, and then it goes ahead and runs through the logic again until you finish spawn location 3. When that's done, it plays a kind of victory music, spawns a win message, which is what this is, to the character HUD, and then you're free to walk around. There's no real, the game ends and closes, you have to close the game yourself. But this is basically just getting practice with the engine. So that's it, that's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.